The Gaza blockade has been a contentious issue for over a decade, with the blockade's humanitarian crisis being a topic of much debate and concern. The blockade, which began in 2007, has created significant challenges for the people of Gaza, including limited access to basic necessities such as food, water, and medicine. The area has also been subject to regular military operations that have caused significant damage to infrastructure and homes. The blockade has had far-reaching consequences on the region's economy, causing high unemployment rates and a severe lack of resources. In this video, we'll explore the history and impact of the Gaza blockade, the humanitarian crisis it has created, and the current state of the situation. We will also take a closer look at the role of international organizations in addressing the crisis and what can be done to alleviate the suffering of the people of Gaza. Introduction to the Gaza blockade. The Gaza Strip, a small piece of land located on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea, has been the center of a long-standing and complex humanitarian crisis. One of the key factors contributing to this crisis is the Gaza blockade, which has been in place for over a decade. The blockade, imposed by Israel and Egypt, severely restricts the movement of goods and people in and out of Gaza. Its primary objective is to prevent the flow of weapons and materials that could be used for military purposes by Hamas, the ruling authority in Gaza. However, the blockade has had far-reaching consequences for the civilian population, leading to a dire humanitarian situation. Under the blockade, basic necessities such as food, water, medicine, and fuel are in short supply. The limited access to these essential items has resulted in widespread poverty, unemployment, and a decline in living standards. The healthcare system has been particularly affected, with hospitals struggling to provide adequate care due to shortages of medical supplies and equipment. Moreover, the blockade has severely hindered the development of Gaza's economy. Restrictions on imports and exports have stifled trade and led to a high dependence on foreign aid. The lack of economic opportunities has left many Gazans trapped in a cycle of poverty and despair. The impact of the blockade on the lives of ordinary Gazans cannot be underestimated. Families are separated, students are unable to pursue higher education opportunities abroad, and individuals with medical emergencies are unable to access life-saving treatments outside of Gaza. The blockade has created a sense of isolation and hopelessness among the population. It is important to recognize that the Gaza blockade is a complex issue with multiple perspectives and viewpoints. While security concerns are a legitimate consideration, the humanitarian consequences cannot be ignored. Finding a sustainable solution that addresses security concerns while also upholding the rights and dignity of the people of Gaza is crucial. In this video, we will delve deeper into the various aspects of the Gaza blockade, including its historical context, the impact on different sectors of society, and ongoing efforts to alleviate the crisis. By gaining a deeper understanding of this humanitarian crisis, we can contribute to the dialogue surrounding potential solutions and advocate for the rights and well-being of the people affected by the blockade. Historical background of the Gaza Strip. To truly understand the humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip, it is crucial to delve into its historical background. The Gaza Strip, a small coastal enclave located on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea, has a rich and complex history that has shaped its current state. Historically, the region has been a crossroads of civilizations and has witnessed numerous conquests and rule by various empires, including the ancient Egyptians, Philistines, Romans, and Ottomans. However, it was in the aftermath of World War I that the modern conflict in Gaza began to take root. Following the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, the British Mandate of Palestine was established, and the land was divided into separate regions. In 1947, the United Nations proposed the Partition Plan, which aimed to create separate Jewish and Arab states. However, the plan was met with resistance, leading to conflict and eventually the Arab-Israeli War in 1948. During this war, the Gaza Strip, along with other territories, came under Egyptian military administration. It was not until the Six-Day War in 1967 that Israel gained control over the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, and East Jerusalem, among other territories. This marked the beginning of the Israeli occupation of the Gaza Strip, which has endured for over 5 decades. In 2005, Israel unilaterally withdrew its forces and settlers from the Gaza Strip, leading to the election of the militant group Hamas in 2006. However, Israel still maintains control over the borders, airspace, and territorial waters of the Gaza Strip, effectively imposing a blockade that severely restricts the movement of goods, resources, and people in and out of the territory. This historical context is crucial in understanding the complexities and challenges faced by the people of Gaza today. The ongoing conflict, political tensions, and socio-economic hardships have created a dire humanitarian crisis that requires urgent attention and resolution. By understanding the historical background, we can better grasp the root causes of the situation and work towards finding meaningful solutions that prioritize the well-being and rights of all individuals in the Gaza Strip. What is the Gaza Blockade and why was it implemented? The Gaza Blockade is a complex and controversial topic that has garnered international attention. Implemented in 2007, it is a set of restrictions imposed by Israel and Egypt on the Gaza Strip, a Palestinian territory located on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. The blockade was put in place following the Hamas takeover of the Gaza Strip and is primarily aimed at weakening Hamas, a political and military organization. The blockade restricts the movement of goods, people, and services into and out of Gaza. This has had a significant impact on the daily lives of the approximately 2 million Palestinians living in the territory. The restrictions on imports and exports have severely hindered the economy, leading to high unemployment rates and limited access to basic necessities such as food, water, and medical supplies. The justification for the blockade, as stated by Israel and Egypt, is to prevent weapons and materials that could be used for military purposes from reaching Hamas. They argue that the blockade is necessary for security reasons due to ongoing conflicts and the threat of terrorism. However, critics argue that the blockade constitutes a form of collective punishment against the civilian population and is a violation of international humanitarian law. The Gaza blockade has been a subject of intense debate and has raised concerns about the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Gaza. International organizations and human rights groups have called for the easing or lifting of the blockade to alleviate the suffering of the people and allow for the reconstruction and development of the region. Understanding the history and context of the Gaza blockade is crucial in comprehending the challenges faced by the people living in Gaza and the complexities surrounding the ongoing conflict in the region. It is important to continue exploring this issue and promote dialogue and efforts towards finding a just and sustainable solution for the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Thanks for watching. Kindly like and subscribe to this channel and don't forget to turn on the notification button for more amazing videos.